What is up? It's another episode of Dynasty Pylon. My name is Martin. I'm here with Mark. You good there,
What's
man?
up? Yeah, I'm good.
uh, you're in Hawaii. That's fun.
Yep.
Uh, dude, how long are you there
So far,
for?
Saturday. So
Saturday
from
to
this past
Saturday?
Saturday to this Saturday, yeah.
Okay. All right. That's cool. That's cool. So yeah, about another couple of days. So you'll get to watch the first NFL game tomorrow there.
Yeah, and
So
then I'll be home in time for week one
for
for the rest of the
Sunday,
games.
hopefully. Yeah, dude, you get to actually watch football for the first time all day.
I know. I'm excited.
You're like
So
never
excited.
there. Like your freaking job sucks,
Always at
man.
work, yep.
Yeah. Always having to get the updates later, or if you get to catch an
You
early game
know,
or a late game.
I'll be at work on
Mondays
my
and
phone. How
Thursdays
my
at
fantasy
MLB.
team's doing?
So anyways, I know last week we mentioned we were gonna do tight ends and DLs, but I don't man. Look, in all summary, tight ends is really like a wasteland. Unless you have the top three guys, it's really not even worth it. To be honest, like your 10th round guy, your 10th receiver at ADP could be your top 4 or 5 within a couple of weeks. Like Robert Tunyon was number 3, and nobody would predicted that. So I figured we'll skip that. We'll just talk about tomorrow's game and a couple of the bold predictions. I have a couple of them, and then also uh, offensive rookie of the year, defensive rookie of the year, and then if you want, we can go into both offense and defense player of the year. How do you
Okay.
like? We'll do something like that. I know we're kind of just
All
winging it.
right.
We're doing
Sounds good.
maybe some start sit questions if anybody jumps into the chat or anything like that. I know we're rolling into fantasy football now. It is happening. It is here.
Oof.
Finally, we've been talking about this since February. You and I started just after Super Bowl weekend. And so we
Yep.
haven't actually done anything in season. So I'm actually excited to do this while we're in season because it's going to be fresh news
Yep.
every day. So
Excited.
some upcoming episodes, maybe some lunch break episodes. Probably do a little bit of waivers. We'll figure it out. We'll probably do almost an episode every other day because you don't have actual like legit job now. Well, you have a job ish, school, full time student now, but you don't have
Yeah, I don't. No,
like a
no
schedule.
source of income. So yeah, no, I don't. I just all my schools are online, and yeah.
Well, don't beat yourself
So
up. I mean, you got some
I'm
value. You're
excited
a
though.
college student. A full
Yeah,
time college student is not that
yeah.
easy. Trust me, I know.
No,
I know.
no.
So uh, we'll bring a little bit more content, and hopefully we'll get some during the day, maybe some lunch breaks, like I said. Um, so tomorrow we have at 5:20 our time, uh, in Arizona. So which would probably be what 1 o'clock,
220 here. 220
1:20 or
here.
something like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
over at where you're at. So you'll get to like go to lunch or something and watch that during your time. I guess I don't know.
yeah.
Uh, what have you guys picked a spot or anything like to eat or
Well,
anything?
fortunately, they're taking COVID super serious here, so there's not much open.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like
Places be on the beach.
we had to have our COVID vaccination cards to even leave the airport,
Mm-hmm.
or proof of negative test. Like, yeah, it's crazy
Dang.
how like locked down they are here. It's a good thing. I mean, I'm not complaining.
You guys went out there with the intentions to celebrate your mom's birthday, right?
Yeah,
This just yeah, okay. So well, that's good.
64.
Happy birthday, Patty.
Yes, happy birthday, mom.
So yeah, let's get into tomorrow's game.
It's a big
I
game.
I want to talk about Micah Parsons, and only because I've been excited for him since he got drafted. Um, I think he is going to be the next Ray Lewis. I'm not even gonna lie. Like that is a very like crazy prediction that I just think he's gonna be that electrifying. I saw him in preseason and he is quick. he is literally sideline to sideline linebacker, and he's got a good size. I honestly think he's going to be the next big thing. I mean, he could be Bobby Wagner-esque, Darius Leonard-esque. I mean,
Yeah.
J. Watt maybe. I don't know, but definitely, I'm excited to see what he does tomorrow. He's going to basically be the main key front of that defense, thanks to Dan Quinn. We saw what he did with Deion Jones. He basically created Deion Jones. With Dan Quinn being there, I think Deion Jones, he will be the next like Deion Jones for Dan Quinn. Everything's going to revolve around him. Now, the only thing about that Cowboys is the offense. How do I see about the offense? Apparently, they lost their main guard. Martin is gone.
He might play actually.
Really? Because I heard he potentially might not.
He did test positive, but I think he's vaccinated. So if he has 2 negative tests today and tomorrow, then he can play.
Well,
that's
then
what they were that's what they were announcing earlier today because we had it on the NFL Network.
I mean, I guess that would make a little bit.
So
it would be easier for those who have Dak Prescott as their starter, or any.
Yeah, for sure.
Like it's a
or Ezekiel Elliott, or
especially Zeke.
Yeah, exactly. I thought you would have gone there first, but
Well, I mean, yeah, I just think that the Buccaneers defense is going to be tough, regardless of the situation. They're not going to make it easy. Even if they had the whole, like, even if they had the wall of China in front of that, like, the Buccaneers defense is still going to make it tough for them. It should.
They are missing one starter though.
Who is that?
Their free safety Whitehead.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
you're right. I actually got a notification about that earlier today as well. Yeah. Due to
I don't think it'll be too big because they actually really do like the guy who's stepping in. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but they really do like him. So I don't think the defense will be hurt too much by it.
No, I mean I'm sure that whole defense is stacked anyways.
Oh, I know the front seven is ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. It is a nasty defense. I think they're going to be pretty like in their face. It wouldn't surprise me if they basically blitz the whole time, or at least send 1 or 2 guys in. We will see Dak run a lot. I have a feeling it's going to happen. So
hopefully he can.
For that, I think he can. He's fine. I'm not worried about him. I'm not worried about him. I've been saying this since the offseason. I'm not worried about him. As a matter of fact, I'm doing the same thing I did last season. I'm putting all my eggs in one basket, and I'm leaning on Dak Prescott again. And you've seen this as we go on through our many drafts that we've had recently. I am picking him up. I think he's going to do fine. I'm not worried, and he's actually one of my bold predicted guys. So
I can see that. I mean, I think where he's been getting drafted, I think the value is way higher than trying to use like a first or a second to get Mahomes or Allen. Like you could get Dak in like the 6th, 7th. Like, that's where I've been seeing him going. And Martin's dying, so
yeah. Dude, I don't know, man. I got like this cough out of nowhere. I think
real excited about Dak there. He's lost it.
No, what happens is as I transition from season to season, this is the time where I develop a cold or a cough or something.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. The same thing happens to me usually.
Even though I'm really cautious about everything. So.
Right. No, I am too. But yeah, for some reason, fluctuate temperature of like 5 degrees and my body's like, oh no. What's happening here? We can't handle this.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I know what you mean.
But anyways, about that though, I think CeeDee Lamb is going to have an outstanding year.
Yeah,
I honestly think that he might, outproduce Amari this year.
Oh, I think he's gonna be the number 1 option for Dak.
I think
I really do. I think he's gonna go off this year. He's the guy that like all my drafts I've been getting. So
right. I think I actually tried to trade him. I mean, that's still in the air, man. I'm just hoping Michael Pittman does good. So I won't.
Well, I just didn't know if you didn't want to do it because you lost a running back. So
Oh yeah.
kind of hurt your running back depth.
The loss of J.K. Dobbins there. Yeah,
Yeah.
it happens. But for us dynasty players, we gotta adjust and reconfigure our lineup, dude. I mean, with waivers and everything coming up and free agency, I mean it's kind of slim pickings at this point. We're so close to the season.
I
Unless
know.
we'll have that breakout guy that comes out. There's always that one or two that happens. Last year was James Robinson
And Claypool.
Yeah, and Claypool. But he wasn't until like week 7.
I know. We had that one game, and everyone's like, "Oh, I gotta pick him up. I gotta pick him up."
Right. So, but regardless of the fact, though, man, I'm excited because
Me too.
we were talking about Buccaneers in February.
Yeah.
And we were talking about Deshaun Jackson issue, which still is in the same boat. Nothing has happened. Recent news, I guess the Houston Texans are going to keep him on the active roster, but
he's benched. Yeah, that's what I heard too.
So
I don't know.
There's got to be a personal issue there. If you have a player who's not fully, judged yet by the court system, wouldn't you?
I don't think it has to do with that.
Yeah, but
I know what they're doing. No, but what they're doing is because he demanded a trade. So they're trying to be like, oh, you want to trade? This is what you're doing now. Which I don't understand personally. But but not only is it a roster spot, but him not playing just gonna hurt his value if you do eventually trade him.
Well, do you think
it might not hurt it too much? But I mean maybe, but they have to disclose that. Unless you're the Buccaneers last year, Tom Brady's torn ligament that happened, and they didn't list it on one injury report. But that's for another time. He still played. Yeah, he still played.
But yeah, it's just a really weird situation. And
yeah, it is. Yeah, I have like 4 quarterbacks on my roster. I don't want that.
Yeah, I think it's pretty funny. I just looked at your roster and I think it's hilarious. You don't even know who to start week 1 because one's injured, one you're not even sure of, and the other one is only valuable.
3rd round pick for Wentz, and he's not playing. I don't think. I know he practiced today.
Yes,
full practice. He did have a full practice today, so I guess that's encouraging. But I don't think he'll go week 1, unfortunately.
No, maybe. I don't know. I heard Carson Wentz will.
Maybe. Okay,
but I'm not worried. Look, I think Carson Wentz. People are sleeping on him. I think people are kind of taking what happened of last season. I think he's going to be fine.
Mm-hmm. I think right now I have Sam Darnold because he's playing the Jets.
Yeah. Well,
I was like, revenge game, not a good defense. I think I'm going to go this direction.
No, it's definitely a revenge game with Robbie Anderson and Sam Darnold. But back to Wentz, though. Wentz, I know people are a little skeptical about him because they're scared of what happened last season. But then people forget that line was destroyed. There was literally nobody there. At least with this line, he has one missing guy, if not back off of the COVID IR list or whatever injury that he had. I think he's back. I think Wentz is I think he's going to be fine. Honestly, I think Wentz is going to be the old Wentz that we were used to in 2018 or 17, whatever it was that year that went to the Super Bowl. I mean, maybe slightly. Yeah, Pittman's fine. Pittman's, I think, is going to be outstanding. When T.Y. Hilton comes back, it's going to be fine. Campbell's going to be he's decent.
Forgot about his injury.
Yeah, and then you got Nyheim Hines, which crazy. There is today Marlon Mack is RB3.
Yeah. I saw that. I was like, woo.
Yeah.
I saw that. I was so happy. I was like, owners. I don't know what he did in training camp, but they like him apparently. I was like, sign me up.
We'll see what happens, man. But I mean, last year the opener, they just kind of went, balls to the wall with all 3 of them. So,
oh yeah,
we'll see what happens. And then all these QBs and everything. I honestly still think that, and like I said earlier, before we started into this QB rant. I think Dak Prescott will have an outstanding season. This is redemption year. Everyone's asking me, "Are you sure? Do you feel comfortable?" I'm like, "Yes, I feel 100% sure. I think he's going to be just fine." I mean, the guy could literally throw it up in the air, and one of the four guys can catch it. You like
Yeah.
Jarwin, is your tight end, and
Mhm.
you got CD Lamb, Cooper, and Gallup. Like, come on, man! Like, one of those guys are gonna grab it. And so the one thing I wanted to point out was this is the game that's going to be the toughest for him. But if you look, the next few games after that for the Dallas Cowboys, I'll pull it up, but I don't think I actually have that schedule up. But the next 8 games for them are pretty easy, man. Like really easy. And I don't know if you've like looked at any of the schedules, but
Well, we kind of did when we were doing our bracket or our division.
kind of, yeah. But I mean that was weeks ago, so we'll kind of look at it again. But dude,
No 49ers schedule, I'll tell you that.
Say what? Oh yeah,
I said no
definitely not a
49ers schedule.
49ers
I'll tell you
schedule. That
much.
schedule is ridiculously easy. Honestly, I think that they're gonna. I think they might actually definitely be the number one because how easy that schedule is, man.
Yep. I saw some win totals, and I saw them really high. And at first, I was like, "What the heck?" And then I was like, "Oh wait, never mind." I can see how they got that high of a number of wins.
No, apparently I don't know how to navigate through this this website here. So, but I'm trying to look at
there'll be some hard games towards the end of the year.
There you go. I don't know. I'm not gonna screw around anymore. But look at this. At least we have something here. Let me. Are you even showing this? Let me remove that part. Let me put this one in, and then get the real one in. So, but it's not a bad schedule. The next 9 games are going to be super easy after the Bucks. Once the Bucks are done, they have, let's see, Chargers, and then just bear with me, okay?
No, you're good. You're good.
This is the best I could do, okay? I looked at others. Oh, here we go. Maybe I just need to scroll down.
Yeah, there we go. So Tampa Bay.
So they got
they got the Chargers.
They got the Chargers, the Eagles.
Oh, the Carolina, Giants. Hey, Mac Jones, don't sleep on him.
Yeah. And then they have a bye week, which is a decent week to rest on.
Then they come back and play the Vikings.
Yep. And then the Broncos, and then the Falcons, and then this is their biggest, hardest game. Week 11. They could almost go 8 in a row here if they needed to, or if they could, potentially. Well, besides the bye week. But, I mean, that's enough games to get them pretty close to the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And they got the Raiders after week 11. Then the Saints.
There it is. That's their toughest game. Yeah,
another hard game with Washington, and then the Giants, and then Washington again, and then ended with Cardinals and the Eagles. So if they win at least 2 of these ending games, dude, they can make it easy. And that whole division right there is pretty difficult too.
Mm-hmm.
So Anthony's yes, football. Let's effing go for sure, man. Dude, I'm excited, dude. This is, and I know those guys are just as crazy as us. When it comes to fantasy football, dude, like they've been waiting. They've been doing episodes. I think they started in March. Oh man, they've been doing mock drafts every day of their lives. It's crazy. So they're just as hyped as us. But dude, it's insane because I think that they can go get those 7 to 8 easy wins and potentially be 8-1, maybe by 7-2 by the end of the back half of the schedule for the Cowboys, and end up in the playoffs. Their only biggest. I'm not threatened by Washington. Wow, the Giants or the Eagles. I don't think they're.
You're not threatened by Washington?
No, Washington. I am. No,
I'm just kidding.
Washington is probably their biggest threat. In that division,
Yeah.
I honestly see Washington and the Cowboys taking over
Yeah.
that division and making the playoffs easy. We already know that the Giants are going to do much.
Oh, they're going to be the worst team.
Oh yes, I think with that line and everything, it's yeah. This is Daniel Jones' last year. If
Mm-hmm.
he does nothing,
Did they
I
even
would not.
pick up his 5th-year option?
Not that I heard of,
Yeah, I
and I
haven't
don't
heard
even
it
think they
either.
should.
I'm
I
not.
honestly think that they'll draft a QB, and there's like 2 or 3 of them coming out next season that are pretty good, especially that kid out of North Carolina.
Oh
Which
yeah, I heard about
I
him, and then the kid from Oklahoma.
yeah,
Supposed to be
I
really
think
good.
one's a Ratcliffe or something like that. No, something like that. I can't remember. Well, I know you and I will probably dig deeper as the weeks go on, as we'll bring some of these college prospects in eventually. I know that's what we do usually. So, but
Yeah, I might follow the college football season this year too. Why not?
I mean, if you're bored on Saturday, why not?
Yeah, that's what I said. Saturday, I'm not doing anything.
Doing a little bit of homework and a
Yeah.
little bit of college football there, and I know for sure you and I catch the bowl games for sure. The bowl games is
Oh,
where it's
for
at.
sure. Yeah, and then definitely the Senior Bowl.
Oh man, I
That
mean, we
was
love the Senior Bowl, and
way
if
more
you
fun than I ever thought it was going to be.
yeah, I think that was the
Yeah.
nurse of Michael Carter there. So,
Yep.
but no, so earlier I was being asked about quarterbacks and stuff. Do you like going into your draft drafting 2 QBs or one?
For the whole draft,
Yeah, like if you
I
walk out
do
of your
two. I
draft,
do two. I do
and why
two.
is that?
Well, not. Well, I mean, obviously the QB has a bye week, but I also don't like to just assume my quarterback's going to be healthy the entire year.
Right,
Like
right.
injuries
So,
happen; it's a part of football. I just like to be prepared. I mean,
right,
obviously, my second quarterback's not going to be in the same tier as my first, but
right. I was looking at it at similar situation. I mean,
yeah,
you don't expect your main guy to be there the entire season. If you have at least a backup, you can easily snag them and put them in your lineup rather than gambling and seeing who's part of the waiver wire. That's something that you probably that's a huge gamble because you could be left with freaking Daniel Jones there in the
right.
waiver wire. Everyone else is taken, and you
Or if
don't
you
want
have
that.
those people, yeah, you don't want that at all. Or you have the people who don't grab the quarterback, and the next thing you know, they need one, and they're going to be giving you something really good on their team in return for the one you have.
Or
And
even
that just,
waiver wires. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
that makes your
Like
team that much better,
Kirk Cousins got passed around like
right?
no other in a lot of my leagues last season.
You
So
know what
Anthony
else
said,
got passed around?
who's that?
One QB for me. Oh, he says one QB for me.
But coming around on it more so because of COVID than injury, QBs are
Yeah.
protected like babe. Yeah, yeah. I
But
mean,
I'll say,
you could. That's one way, and then wait for the waiver.
yeah,
But like for me, I just don't. It's a risk for me. Like if you're in a 14-man, 12-man league, like some of those QBs are going to be slim pickings. That's
mm-hmm.
me. Um, but Anthony's a master at doing whatever he does. Like I'm not going to question what he does because
Yeah.
I've seen the way he drafts.
I mean, I get the
Which is
whole
good. I'm
one
not saying it's bad.
defense,
I'm just
one
saying,
kicker thing, but to me, quarterback constitutes a big chunk of your points you're going to get every week.
right.
And if my quarterback goes out or even has a bye, I'd like to make sure, hey, I can throw someone else in there. That may not be as many, but at least it's this much instead of like this much of a difference.
The difference.
Especially if you
Of
get someone
okay,
like Daniel Jones or Kirk Cousins.
you could you don't want Andy Dalton as your backup.
No, I'm good. I'll pass on that one.
I mean, we do have a joke of Kirk Cousins being that prime meridian here at the Nerd.
Yeah, he's the little
It
guy.
gets little dubbed by Marvin out in the Panda Grizzly show over there. He basically dubbed Kirk Cousins as that prime meridian. So Cousins, Baker, Goff, Newton are all passed around in my QB1 leagues. Oh, really?
I was gonna say
last
Baker.
season?
I think
Baker?
Baker was on like 7 or 8 teams on our dynasty league last year because I had him for like 2 weeks, and then I got rid of him because he got like 6 points in a game.
Yeah, I remember Cousins was like that.
Yeah,
Just passed around. Not so much Baker. I don't think it's going to be the same this year though. I think Baker's
Oh,
going to
not this
stay
year.
on the
Baker's
roster.
going to be a top tier quarterback.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
my
for
bold prediction. He has 2 years now under the same head coach. He's got all of his weapons back. They have one of the best offensive lines, 2 stout running backs. I think this is Baker's year. That's one of my bold predictions. He could be MVP or
MVP status.
offensive player of the year for
That is
sure.
bold.
Dude,
Jesus,
he's going off this year, man. He's going off.
Do you think OBJ has anything to help out with that?
I think he will actually.
So you think OBJ is going to be like the main number one?
Don't know if he's going to be the main number one. I think he might be if he's 100% from his injury. He could be, but like I think if you look at how much better they were after he got hurt, because he wasn't having to force the ball to OBJ.
That's why I bring it up.
So if OBJ becomes the best teammate he could ever be, and is just happy for his teammates if he doesn't get the ball, the Browns, sky's the limits. But then as soon as OBJ starts becoming diva OBJ and demanding the ball, then they could have a problem.
Yeah. I hope that he kind of slaps him and says, "Hey, dude, we're not going to have that here." Yeah. I think this is going to be
as a leader. And as the quarterback, he needs to do that. He needs to be like, no, sure. I'm the general. I'm the person throwing the ball. I'm throwing it to wherever it needs to go. That's not you. Get over it.
Right. It's his decision.
I mean,
he's
the one getting
ran by like 6'6" guys and ready to pummel this, But right. I have a bold prediction. Now we're talking about the Browns here. I think that we see Austin Hooper come out of his grave and be the Austin Hooper we are used to when he was in Atlanta. No, I'm serious, man. They paid him all this money for a reason.
Yeah.
He was one of the highest paid tight ends, and he was nothing last season. It was just nothing.
Yeah, I know.
I think Austin Hooper. I think he's gonna come back. I think he bust out and it's redemption year for him. I really think so. If I have him as my like tight end too, I would not mind. Or even if I pick him up in the waiver wire. But I mean, I would not mind. I really think that Austin Hooper is going to be something of a threat this season. If not, maybe his main receiver, like as a pass catcher. So that's just kind of like one of my big bold predictions.
Yeah. That's another thing that OBJ can help with too, because if he starts getting those double coverages, you gotta better believe Austin Hooper on a linebacker every time. I'm going.
Yeah, for sure, and it just opens it up for him.
Hell yeah! Yeah, exactly.
No, but I mean, I expect big things from them. I just hope that they can, go over the hill of KC. I mean, there's teams out there that have to prove themselves over KC. KC is like the main stature of what true element of teams are. They're stacked at everything except for maybe linebacker, but hopefully this year with Willie Gay and Nick Bolton, they could change that up. So what did Anthony say here?
It said Chubb is the number one. As long as OBJ knows that, they could be a scary team. Jarvis and Hooper working underneath, and People Jones as a field stretcher. That threat can really open up OBJ.
Oh yeah, and I agree. I definitely agree. I mean, he has these weapons that are just everywhere. I mean, I would not doubt how well they do this season. I mean, we were all surprised last season that they made the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Do they make playoffs again? Oh yeah, definitely. I think so. I just think that the Steelers, they didn't really do much in order to improve themselves.
Speaking of horrible offensive lines,
yes,
they got rid of 5 starters.
I know
all 5 starters from last year gone.
Well, okay. There's other teams that did that too, though. Okay.
Yeah, but I guess you can say most of those teams actually brought in notable people. I have no idea who plays offensive line for the Steelers.
True. I guess I can.
Because you're right.
there.
The Chiefs did it. The Chiefs did it too. But I know like 4 of the people they brought in.
The Chiefs brought in a whole. It's a whole new line. But it's a good line. Like I think a couple weeks ago, I mentioned in our group chat about having Orlando Brown, like how lucky they were for a 6th-round pick in a 4th or 4th and a 6th or something. Like cheap, and he's 25.
Yeah,
like come on. And then Anthony said, and that's not including Higgins and Hunt.
Yeah, just keep adding to their weapons.
Correct there, sir. There's a deep rostered guy that I like, and he plays running back, receiver. Mark, you already know that's was it Michael Felton?
Yes.
He won't be relevant this season for redrafters, but for Dynasty, I would not mind putting him in my taxi. I think he will be something next season. He could be like that Antonio Gibson-esque next season because he plays two roles. I don't know. But yeah, Michael Felton, look him up. He's like 3rd or 4th on their running back roster squad. I mean, he might even be a receiver at this point now too.
I think he's a receiver. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm trying to be in a group chat that talks about the offensive linemen holding out on me. Hey man, look, these guys in the nerd huddle, they're big guys. They all play linemen and they love the linemen. I know for sure when you go watch the morning spike on Sundays, which by the way, I'm already talking about the nerd huddle already, so I might as well just bring up the schedule that we talk about. So, but Sunday morning I will be with these guys. That is the nerd huddle there. I cannot get away with this comment here. We love the lineman, man. The lineman is where it's at. So we bring up the O-line left and right. I know Marvin and Brian talk about the O-line all the time, especially the Bears, but that's because they're Bears fans. But they're just the unsung heroes, man. And it really develops the team. If the team is the way they are, it all starts off from them, both offense and defense.
Oh, I agree.
So
I think everything works from them out.
Yeah. Speaking of defensive linemen, I'm going to throw out this right now, a bold prediction. I think Chase Young is going to be Defensive Player of the Year over Aaron Donald. I think that he will take it as a sophomore. I think as a DL. It was a tie between him and Myles Garrett. And I think Chase Claypool, a good player. Chase Young. Hey, they're both named Chase. That's funny. I would not be surprised if Jamar Chase Young, and Chase Claypool all get thrown in as one player. As what was the player we created? Kelsey Henry or something like that.
Travis Henry.
Yeah. We'll probably create another guy. But dude, I honestly think he's going to be that line is disgusting. Like, I would hate to be a running back, dude. With Montez Sweat and
you're good luck. You try to run outside, you got Sweat and Young. Try to run inside, and you got Allen, Payne, and Ioannidis. It's just nasty.
Yeah, and then their linebackers. Who you got there?
Jamin Davis. Jamin Davis, and then we got Holcomb, and then we got Bostic, and then
Landon Collins, Cameron Curl.
Well, they're safeties. Khalik Hudson is the other one.
Yeah,
he's a sophomore. His rookie year was last year, so he didn't get too much on the field. But I guess they like him now. We only have 4 linebackers, dude. It's crazy for all 3 positions.
I mean,
we play. I'm assuming maybe we'll play a lot of nickel set.
I don't think Davis is going to be a thing at first. I think they might.
Well, I mean, he has
because don't you guys
no one to compete against?
What's that?
He doesn't have anyone to compete against. There's only 4 of them on the team.
Well, I mean, isn't there like only? Don't you guys run like two LBs, just one LB at a time?
That's what I'm thinking. That our set's going to probably be like just 2 linebackers. Like,
Just kind of rotate. Yeah.
so I think they have some sets where there's 5 defensive linemen with 2 linebackers, but I think our main set's going to be nickel with the 3 cornerbacks,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
and then
Landon Collins just being everywhere.
yeah. That's another thing I was thinking they might do, since they like both of them. Like Cam Curl will be in the safety, and then Landon Collins will just be floating
Box around the
everywhere.
sticks.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what he does best, though.
Kind of like Buda Baker style, because that's what Buda does too.
Yeah, I mean, for IDP
Yeah.
style, I think he's him. Wow, dude. Any of those guys, honestly,
Mm-hmm.
I think. But the only risk about that, like being in IDP leagues, is like if you have too many cooks on the defense, like do they eat each other's tackles? That's a thing. But at the same time,
I think it plays more into where they play on the field. So, like, if you have a left end and a left outside linebacker, maybe the end will eat some of the linebackers' tackles, and maybe
Right.
vice versa.
or
I
it
think if
opens up the sack for the
Yeah,
linebacker.
or it opens up the set. That's true too. Same thing with safeties and linebackers, and yeah, it all works.
So excited for sacks.
I know.
I'm waiting to. Dude, I would love for Micah Parsons to just rail freaking great this tomorrow, dude. I mean,
Right.
it's less than 24 hours away now. Officially, we're at sitting like an hour 20 minutes after what starting time would be.
Mhm.
So definitely under 24 hours. Week 1, Dallas Cowboys traveling to Tampa Bay, correct? Yeah.
Yep.
But I'm excited, dude. So, I mentioned defensive player of the year as a bold prediction. Who are your rookies that you think are going to have like rookies of the year?
I don't know if you watch the Colts at all, but Quiddy Payne looks like a beast, dude.
As a defensive
Yeah.
player of the year?
Yeah.
I know he's a beast. I have
He's
not actually.
he was like making quarterbacks run for their life in preseason, and the Colts love him. So, to me, that's a guy to look out for.
I mentioned Micah Parsons.
You did mention Michael Parsons, but I also like Nick Bolton for the linebacker spot.
The other guy I noticed as rookies, a defensive rookie of the year, I think I'm going to say Greg Rousseau from Buffalo. I think he did really good.
That defense looking nasty.
I think he did really great as a D end. And I know he's another guy that they played a little bit of snaps on. They pulled him out early. But I mean, as most NFL teams, they do. They leave their starters in there for a couple of 10 plays, and then they break their leg and they're out for the season. But 10 snaps and they pull them out. So that's usually what it is, unless you're.
I think that'll be my lasting impression of Micah Parsons, though. I don't know if you saw the thing from Hard Knocks.
No, I'm actually going to start watching that.
The first preseason game, and they were like one drive in, and the defensive coordinator calls down to the sideline to talk to Micah.
Uh-huh.
And Micah was like so hyped. He's like, "Yeah, I was just finally getting into the flow and all this." And he goes, "Okay, well, save it for the next game. You're done." He's like, "No, man, can I just go out there for one more series?" He's like begging the coach to go out there. And the other players around him were just like, "No, dude, you need to sit." He's just begging. He's like, "No, man, I just want to go back out there. I was just finally getting into the swing of things." And they're like, "No."
Yeah, I'm actually going to start watching that here pretty soon. I been a little bit of delay there on the Hard Knocks, so
yeah, I haven't started it yet either.
So I'm actually going to start watching that here soon. But no, I'm excited for that. Now, a lot of people are going to hate this, but my offensive player of the year is not Najee Harris, not Michael Pitts, not
this for rookie.
This is for rookies, man.
Okay.
I even hate this pick, but the way that I saw him play was really good, and I honestly,
you're not going to pick the same guy as me, are you?
I don't know. I chose Zach Wilson.
That was the same guy. Dude, he looked legit. He looked legit. Like he looked like he belonged there. And you don't like you can just see certain rookies when they first play, like, oh, they still have a little ways to go, or like they still feel. He just looked like
he's ready to go.
Still at BYU. I know what I'm doing.
He's ready to go.
I think he only had like 2 incomplete passes in preseason.
This is what I expect off of freaking Mac Jones, and Mac Jones did pretty good too. I mean, all 5 of them did pretty good.
He was like my number 2 pick for offensive rookie of the year too, because I just feel like he's so Brady-esque that Bill Belichick's just gonna go to town, or Josh McDaniels is just gonna I know exactly how to use this guy. Did you hear the stories? Like Matt Jones was teaching Cam Newton the playbook.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
I heard. I was like, holy crap, dude. I mean, if your rookie's teaching a veteran, you might be out of a job.
Yeah, I was like, what the heck, bro?
Sure enough.
What are you doing, Cam?
You think his career is over?
I think he might have. Well, it depends on what he thinks he is.
I think he needs to man up and just accept that he's a backup.
Exactly. But if he doesn't want to do that, then his career is probably over.
Yeah.
He may get one more try, but I don't think he'll succeed.
Right.
Because if he gets signed somewhere, it's not going to be to the best of situations, probably, if they're looking for a quarterback.
Probably not. Speaking of careers over, Le'Veon Bell got signed to the Ravens.
Yep.
Dude, why? I don't see anything that's going to happen there. If you pick him up, cool, that's on you. But I don't think.
I don't think dynasty-wise, there's anything there. I think I see why the Ravens did it. No, I'm just saying, like fantasy-wise, I can see why there's no value there. Like he's like 3, probably 4. I don't know, but I don't remember them having a running back after Dobbins went out.
Well, they had Gus Edwards. Obviously.
No, I meant like for just a roster, like
Taysom Williams, Justice Hill. Justice Hill's got hurt, so Tyson Williams.
So they only had 2 running backs going into week 1,
basically.
So then I feel like this is just another running back, just in case.
Pretty much, just
like that's all it is.
But he sucked, man.
Well, they also tried to get that one guy from Denver, but they were outbid, I guess, by a worse team.
Freeman?
Yeah, they tried to get Royce Freeman, but he ended up going to the Panthers because they were higher on the waiver wire.
Yeah, dude, Le'Veon Bell's career's done. I don't care what you say. You might think there's something there, but I don't think he's going to do anything. We saw him, like the one opportunity for him to actually do good was a revenge game against the Jets when he was with the Chiefs. Did absolutely nothing. The opportunity you actually have, the one time to do something valuable for yourself and smack someone in their face and saying, I still have a value. He did nothing. So after that, I'm like, oh, well, dude, he's trash, and it sucks because he was really good for like 2-3 seasons at Steelers, and then the career just done after that. So,
well, like you said, he decided he was going to hold out because he deserved more money, and ever since then, he hasn't done a thing.
So I'm glad you mentioned that because that was my transition. Le'Veon Bell, Steelers.
To T.J. Watt? Yes. I know. I heard he was at practice today, though. But
does that mean he's actually be there for the game, though?
I have no idea, but I was so disappointed when I heard he had not been there. Maybe I have to look at see. Oh no, I'm probably gonna go with the Panthers guy because he's playing the Jets.
Okay. I mean, until further news.
Yeah,
I mean, they're playing. He could get Josh Allen. You never know. He's fast. He's quick enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, I actually thought about this, and I thought about you because I know that's your guy.
Oh. Yeah, I saw that. I was not happy. I was like, oh, he's been holding out? Oh, no.
And it doesn't even seem like Mike Tomlin's even worried about it either. So,
but did you hear what Ben Roethlisberger came out and said?
No.
He publicly came out and said, this is why I took a pay cut, so you can pay other people. T.J. Watt deserves to be the highest paid defensive player in the NFL.
No.
I was like,
right. He's absolutely right.
There you go. Ben Roethlisberger even sticking up for his teammates. Nice.
Yeah. But
I was like, interesting.
I mean, with that, I mean, who they have the Bills.
Yeah, week 1, we'll see what kind of team they are, I guess.
Definitely, for sure. How do you think that game's going to play out?
I think the Bills win.
I mean, they're in Buffalo too, so
yeah, I think the Bills win 20
slightly or by a lot.
I think 27-14, 27-17.
Okay. Well, there's one game I kind of want to see is Battle of the Sucks is Jaguars and the Texans. See how that game actually plays out. I think Trevor Lawrence actually balls out, and then
Yeah.
no one really talked about him all offseason because we know how good he is. But I think this is the time we're going to see. DJ Chark is coming back, and I'm a little worried about that just because he hasn't really had reps with him outside of practice. So, but he could be a potential flex. I mean, it's the Texans. They're not really.
Well, that's what I think.
Zach Cunningham and Reed, and that's pretty much it.
That's why I agree with you. I think Trevor Lawrence does ball out, but I can't stress this enough. You can't use that as a measuring stick of how good Trevor Lawrence is going to be.
No, yeah, for sure.
So if he comes out and he throws for 500 yards and 5 touchdowns, don't be like he's going to be the greatest quarterback in the history of quarterbacks. Like, no, too soon.
It's the Texans, really.
Like when Cam Newton came out and threw for like 400 yards his first 2 games against nobody teams. Everyone was like, "Oh my god, this has never been done before," and I'm like, because no rookie quarterback probably got that lucky to start against 2 horrible defenses.
Right. I mean, it's you're right though.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's sad though because one of those was the Cardinals too, but that was when they weren't good.
No, I mean they've been horrible for years. So for once there's a little light at the end of the tunnel for them. But with the Niners schedule, it's going to be really tough.
I know who Jacksonville has in their second game. Maybe T-Lock start breaking some records.
He might. Might. I mean, they're on the right path.
Yeah,
they're on the right path. They have draft picks for next season too.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I wonder who he playing in week 2. Let's see if maybe he can like break Cam Newton's record for consecutive
rookie. Yeah,
for the first, because I think his first 2 games in his career he threw for 200 yards or 400 yards in both games. So I'm like, I wonder if T-Law can maybe do that.
I think he can. He has.
I mean, he's starting off against the right opponent with the Texans. So
true. True. But he also has he's got some pretty good weapons.
Oh, he does.
So definitely something to definitely look forward to. Would you be okay with any of those guys on your rosters this week against Houston?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I would love to have James Robinson. I would probably Chark.
That's a little iffy.
That's a little
iffy.
Laviska
Shenault definitely will have.
Oh, Shenault though, yeah, for sure.
I just but Chark might be the little worrisome.
Yeah, I think
he's supposed to be the number 1 eventually.
So. Yeah, but I think he still needs to come back from his injury and he needs some time with T-Law. That stuff just doesn't happen overnight, unfortunately.
No, that's true. So, but yeah, we'll see. Definitely Robinson. I think Robinson's going to have a really great game. Definitely put him in your lineup for sure. I think that's going to be great. Laviska Shenault for sure. If you don't have a better QB and you're running with T-Law, man, you definitely drafted late on your QB. If you have T-Law as your number 1, holy crap!
I have him as my number 2.
Yeah, he should be at number 2 right now as a rookie. Definitely as a number 2, like Trey Lance, Justin Fields, all those guys. They should all be number 2s. I mean, one, they're not even starting yet, but at least those last 2.
Well, 2 of them are.
Yeah,
and the other 2 are. That's what I kind of like about this draft. Like, to me, this will be an interesting like experiment, like social experiment, to be like, which way is better, starting right away or benching? Because you have 2 of them starting and 2 of them being benched, and I'm like,
Oh yeah,
it'll be interesting to follow these 4 guys and see like the results
of the 5 actually.
Oh yeah, Mac Jones.
About Mac and Cheese.
So 3 of them are starting right away, and then 2 of them are being benched. Yeah, I guess I shouldn't forget about him.
So I think who's New England playing right off the bat? Aren't they playing
Miami?
Someone in the division, right? Yeah, Miami. So, speaking of that, it's going to be Alabama versus Alabama, right?
Yeah,
and they're in the same locker room at some point.
There could be a lot of Alabama versus Alabama.
Yeah, so that's definitely something cool to see. Of those 2 teams, who you taking? I'm going to say the Dolphins.
Yeah, I'm going to go Dolphins too.
I think they're a little bit more developed. I think New England has too many new pieces. Yes, they had the offseason, and yes, they have Bill Belichick. But I think that the Dolphins took last season and molded to like what we did bad and what we need to do good, and then I think they'll be pretty good. I just don't think they're in. This year's not going to be it because they have to deal with Buffalo Bills, and yeah.
Well, they're gonna have to deal with the Bills for years, probably.
Oh God, especially with that contract that Josh Allen just got.
Yeah.
So, that's definitely something that they were not happy about. So, all right. So my last other bold prediction I'm going to say is I think Dak Prescott finishes top 5. And I think I mentioned that earlier as he can be top contender, but I think he's going to finish in the top 5. That schedule that he has is too easy, and he has weapons.
Top 5 in offensive player of the year.
No,
stats.
as QBs.
So like
he
yards and touchdown, 5. QBR.
Yeah, no, he'll be top 5 QB for sure. I'm not going to doubt that at all. But people doubt on his injuries. I think he'll be fine.
If he stays healthy, I agree.
That schedule's too easy, and why not? So
I'm just saying if he stays healthy, though.
Right. So, yeah, that's pretty much it.
I'm not even necessarily worried about his actual injury. What happens a lot of times is people start overcompensating for it and hurting the other leg.
True.
That's what happened with Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Came back from his ACL and then ended up bursting his Achilles on his other leg.
Overworking the other side.
That's a whole different sport, but it's the only thing that came to my mind.
Still, as an athlete.
Right off the bat. Yeah, it's the only thing that came to my mind right away.
I think there was I read something, or not read something, but they were talking about, I heard it somewhere, that Tom Brady, they interviewed him over the whole Dak Prescott thing about his injury. Tom Brady said after he got hurt, I can't remember which year it was, but he was with the Patriots. Took him out for the season.
Against the Chiefs.
Yeah, so
I remember this.
He was done for the season, and these guys think they're invincible until after their injury like that. And then after that, he was a total different player. He was smarter. He played differently. He knew how to adjust certain hits, taking hits. So this is why I'm not worried. But we will see tomorrow. I think I just need him to get cracked really hard, and then I'll be like, oh, he got up. It's fine. So, but JPP might slap him silly or even white. I don't know. We'll see. But anyways.
All right, so let's get our prediction. I already said my. Well, I said 3 people. I didn't do a defensive player.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
I gotta think about this.
Well, I said Chase Young. That was my guy.
I know you said Chase Young.
That's not a bad one. I kind of nominated freaking Garrett.
Not a bad one.
So
yeah. I mean, Myles Garrett, I think, is a good one too, though.
Yeah.
I think that guy's definitely poised.
I mean, if TJ Watt signs, and which they probably will before Sunday. I mean, he showed up at practice. But
that's not a bold prediction to take TJ Watt.
As number, he got robbed last season.
He did. And I think he's coming out this year with even more.
Right, it's not really bold
tenacity and ferocity, and he's gonna just go crazy just because of it. I think that's a motivating factor for him this year.
Right.
But I think Myles Garrett, defensive player of the year. That's what
Myles Garrett. I see that. I could definitely see that. I mean,
and then we both had Wilson for rookie offensive.
Yeah. So
I had Kwity Paye. You had Micah Parsons
as defensive rookie. Who's your offensive rookie? Well, I mean, we said Wilson. Who's
we
your
both
offensive
said
player
Wilson.
total? Offensive player.
That's it. Baker Mayfield.
Not rookie. Oh, Baker. Oh,
Baker Mayfield.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That was my bold prediction. Baker going to be the best quarterback in the AFC over Mahomes and Jones. Who the hell's Jones? Hey, we're going bold. That's pretty bold.
No, it is. I mean, hey.
Mahomes and Allen. If not better, you'll be close to them. For sure.
Right. So,
I think so, anyway.
So, anyways, that's pretty much pretty much all we have right now. So I mean, it's game time next week, starting lineup, so whatnot. So thank you, Anthony, for chatting with us and talking to us. But anyways, as we go on throughout the week, I think we'll do a little some start and sits, and hopefully throughout the week we do a little bit more throughout like lunchtime. I want to do a little dynasty lunch, so probably Tuesday waivers, Wednesday pickups, or something like that. Like, don't forget, people drop people, and then you could snag them and snipe them off of what they drop. So it's already happening. So, anyways. That is it. That is this episode's for Dynasty Pylon. Next week we'll go over week 1, and I think, like I said, we'll do little mini episodes here and there. So, any last thoughts, moments? I mean, it's here. It is time, bro. It is time.
Get here already.
So we've been waiting for ever. So it seems like. But anyways, yeah. So good evening, good morning, good night, wherever the hell you're at. This is the Dynasty Pylon Show. Thanks for watching, and we will catch you here next week, 6 p.m. Wednesday.
Getting hype when I aim up, elevating that game up, stepping up to the competition. Only first place, and that's how I'm living. I'm winning till they digging up my grave, eating all the things up on my plate. Game face when I step up into place. I was born and when I watched me elevate.